Good evening, everyone. In the previous session of Global HRD, I was explaining about HRD department and what are the various aspects of HRD department. In this session, I am going to start a new topic that is called organogram, or it can be called as organogram. So first of all, in this session, I am going to explain the meaning of organogram, and then what is the basic purpose of organogram, and then the uses. Okay, so let's begin the session. So first of all, what is organogram? See, organogram is a reflection of the organizational structure, the initiative, the reflection of the organization structure. See, there are different types of organizational structure, matrix, flat organizational structure. There are various types of structure. And when these structures are represented in a diagram, represented in a proper graph or diagram, that is called organogram. So this makes it easy to understand the organizational structure because everything is represented in a form of a diagram or a picture. So that makes it easy for the employees, for the management to understand the structure. It also helps to understand the position, the designation of each and every job within an organization, and various other aspects of the organization structure are mentioned in the organogram. So this actually is better representation of the organizational structure. Okay. So it is one of the most common diagram to illustrate the relationship among the departments, the superior subordinates, which are explained clearly at the same time in a brief manner. See, here first of all, when an organization structure is created, it must be divided into different departments, different categories, sections, and each and every job needs to become part of the organization structure. And this becomes, when this is represented in a diagram, what are the various departments of the organization, what are the different positions in different departments, what are the different types of jobs under a particular department, each and every aspect of the organization is mentioned, is described in the diagram. Okay, so it is clearly mentioned which designation is considered to be the superior, which one is the subordinate. So each and every employee working in an organization can easily understand who is their superior and who are their subordinates, who are their peers. So it is described in a very clear manner, but in a but in a very brief manner also, because it is not it is described in a particular, in a described in a form of a diagram, so it becomes very easy for the organization, for the employees to understand where they stand within the organization, in which what is the hierarchy of the organization and what is their place in the hierarchy of the organization. Clear? So it basically represents the structure of the organization and how various positions are related. For example, a position of a clerk, that clerk position is related to other jobs also. To what extent they are related to each other, to what extent they are dependent on each other, each and every aspect is mentioned, is described in the diagram. So how various positions, how various jobs are connected to each other, how they are supposed to work in a coordinated manner, everything is explained in the pictorial representation of the organization structure. So it is also used to show the chain of command. Means a chain of command means the superior gives order to the subordinates, and that subordinate may be the superior of other people also, other employees also. So that represents the chain of command, who is supposed to give command and to whom they are supposed to give command. So that is represented, the superiors, the subordinates, the top level, middle level, lower level, everything is mentioned in the diagram, or which we can also say that organogram, which is the diagrammatical representation of the organization structure. So this diagrammatical representation of organization structure also includes the job title, the names of the people who are appointed on a particular position, the name, address, each and every element according to the organization, what kind of information they want to include in the organogram. So all those things, the job element, the job title and the names of the people holding that position is mentioned in the organogram. So people can really understand how they are related to other jobs, what is the correlation between different types of job, what kind of relationship they have between different departments, how one department is dependent upon another department. So these things are clearly represented in a diagrammatical manner, which makes it easy for the employees to understand the entire organization structure. They can easily understand the chain of command, how the command flows, who gives the command and how it reaches to them. So those things are clearly represented in a diagrammatical form. Okay, so this is all about organogram, what does it mean and how it is represented here. The next aspect is the purpose of organogram. So what are the various reasons because of which organogram are used and how it is beneficial to the organization? The first point says that it displays functional division. Functional division means when an organization is divided on the basis of function, like planning, organizing, or planning, like marketing, uh, HR, production. These are the different types of functions. Okay, these are the different major categories of functions like production, marketing, sales and distribution, HR, finance. So these are different functions of the organization, and it displays the functional division, how the organization is divided into different types of functions. So it represents the functional division of the entire organization structure. Clear? See, different organization may have different type of structure, whether it is divided on the, whether the structure is created on the basis of function, or it is created or they have created a matrix organization structure, or simple a flat organization structure. Whatever may be the structure, it is represented in the form of the organogram or diagrammatical form. Okay, the next purpose of organogram is it allows people to know whether rights, duties, and responsibilities are assigned to them properly or not. See, suppose you are given a particular position in an organization, you must be having some kind of duties. You need to fulfill those duties. According to the duties, according to the we can say the seriousness of your duties, rights will be given to you, responsibility will be assigned, and you may also get the authority, so that you can be held responsible for your actions. So each and every job has duties, rights, responsibilities, authorities, and accountability also. So this organogram actually represents whether a particular job is given the rights, duties, and responsibility, whether these things are assigned properly or not. That is represented in an organogram. So you can understand where a particular designation is placed in the organization structure, and according to the placement of a designation in the organization structure, it must have some duties, responsibilities, and other aspects. Clear? So that needs to be properly assigned. You cannot give a position. So for example, the position of a CEO, it is one of the highest positions in the company. So the responsibility, duties will be also very high. If those kind of, if that level of authority is not assigned to that position, then the person who is in the position of CEO cannot manage the entire organization. So it clearly defines whether these things are assigned properly according to the contribution of the job to the organization. These things must be assigned. Okay, so this represent whether they have assigned right type of duties and responsibilities to the job or not. Clear? The next one is it can identify employees who are over and under workload. So with this diagrammatical representation, we can easily understand which employee, which designation has too much of work, and which employee and designation has less amount of work, because it also represents the work distribution of the organization, which designation need to do what kind of activities and duties. So it can reveal whether an employee is overburdened with the duties and responsibilities, and who are the employees who uh, who are appointed in such positions where the workload is very low, so that they can actually balance the workload among the employees, so that one person may not have to do too much of work where the other person sitting idle. So it identifies the employees who are doing too much of work. At the same time, it identifies those employees who are doing too less amount of work. Okay. The next one is it assists people in finding employees who are undertaking relevant work or staying idle. Relevant work means according to the duties, whether you're doing your duties or whether you're doing someone else's work. That can be also revealed through the organogram, whether a person who is appointed on a particular designation, whether he or she is doing the duties under this designation, or he or she is doing the work of someone else. So that can be also revealed, because as it reveals the persons, as it reveals about the employees who are doing too much of work and too less amount of work. So at the same time, it can also identify the people who are doing relevant work or not. Means suppose according to the job you have to prepare the balance sheet, but you are not engaged in doing that, you are engaged in doing something else, so you are not doing the relevant job. The reason for which you are appointed on in the organization, you need to do that work. If you are not doing that kind of work, it means you are doing some work which is not relevant to your job. So it also reveals that factor, the employees who are not doing the relevant kind of job, means for which they are appointed within the organization. Clear? The next point here says that it helps managers to identify if some talented workers who haven't been able to draw out the best in themselves. See, organization appoint different types of people having different capabilities, potentials, and talent. And this diagram can also help in identifying people who are talented, who have potential, but the best has not come out yet. So these kind of things can also be revealed through an organogram. How it can be revealed? Suppose you are a person doing exceptionally in your job. It means that you are overqualified for the job. You are showing your best effort, you're doing your best, but you may be appointed in the wrong position. Now in the diagram it can be revealed that this person is doing too much of work, this person is doing excellent kind of work. Now this person needs to be promoted because the person is doing exceptional job, the person is overqualified, or the person needs to get to a higher position because the talent and potential the person has can be better utilized in a higher position. So it can be easily revealed who are the talented employees and workers and in what position they should be placed so that they can be utilized to an optimum extent. And it can also reveal about all those employees who have potential, who have talent, but they are not getting any opportunity to show their talent and potential. Maybe they are given less amount of work, maybe they are not positioned in the right job, or maybe proper training or development programs are not provided to them. The reason may be anything, but these things can be easily revealed through organogram. And because this organogram reveals all such kind of information, it becomes necessary for every organization to create such kind of organizational chart so that these elements can be easily revealed. Okay. Now I am going to explain what are the different uses, why organogram is used, to what extent it helps an organization. Okay. The first one is it shows the management structure of the entire organization at a glance. Means you can simply understand the entire structure of the organization simply by looking into the organizational chart or the organogram. See, organogram can also be mentioned as organizational chart. So whenever in question paper, if you come across the term organogram, organogram, or organizational chart, these three things mean the same thing, almost same. So it simply means the pictorial or the diagrammatical representation of the organization structure. So here it says that it shows the management structure of the entire organization at a glance. You can simply understand how many departments are there in an organization, how they are operating, how they are connected to each other, how they are coordinated to each other, how many number of people are working in each department, how many number of designations are there, what kind of duties and responsibilities each and every designation hold. So these things can be easily understood by simply looking at the organizational chart. Okay, the next one is it also shows other aspects of organizational structure, such as a relationship between companies with common and affiliated ownership. Now, for understanding this point, let me explain what is common ownership and what is affiliated ownership. So first of all, common ownership means the all the assets of the company will be not divided between the individual or between groups or any members. Every asset will have a, we can say, combined owners. All the assets will be owned by the all the owners. It is not specified to specific owners. So it simply refers to holding the assets of an organization indivisibly rather than in the names of individuals. So all the properties will be held by all the owners. It won't be given to individuals or members. So all the members will be the owner of all the properties. A single property won't belong to a single owner. That is called common ownership. Okay, so when we are representing the organization structure in the organogram way or in the diagrammatical way, it can easily reveal whether the company is having or whether the company is with common ownership or affiliated ownership. It clearly explains the relationship between companies, like relationship with means common sorry companies with common ownership will have a different structure. Companies with affiliated ownership will have a different structure and different relationship between each other. So that is revealed in the organogram. The second one is affiliated ownership. So basically in this type of ownership, what happens? Two companies are affiliated when one is a minority shareholder of another. See, the parent company will generally hold less than 50% of interest in its affiliated company, and the parent company does not does not interfere in the operations of the affiliate company. So affiliated ownership means there will be a parent company and there will be a subsidiary company. Parent company will be having less than 50% of shares or interest of the affiliate company, and they won't be involved in the operations of the affiliate company. So in an organogram, it can be easily revealed whether the company is a common ownership company or an affiliated ownership company. Okay. The next use is it shows the hierarchy and positions of each and every designation in the company. So there are many designations in an organization, many designations in a single department itself. So this diagram will actually help to understand the hierarchy of the jobs, the positions of the job, which position goes under the top level management, which job or designation is a part of middle level management, which job and designation is a part of lower level management. And so the hierarchy is clearly revealed, and each and every designation has a position in the organization chart, and that position is revealed in the organogram. Okay. Next point here says that it acts as a planning tool which is used to visualize and plan companies' reorganization. See, whenever a structure is created, uh, with the passage of time, with different kind of changes in external environment, technological changes, various types of changes take place. So it may also lead to different kinds of changes within the organization structure, reorganization of the company. So it helps to understand, it helps as a planning tool that how to arrange the organization structure again with inclusion of different kinds of changes. So when we can completely understand the organization structure, we can make necessary changes without much difficulties, because this organogram can clearly explain what structure we have in our organization and where we were supposed to do minor modifications or major modifications. And these modifications are very easy to incorporate because of the organogram. So organogram are used as tool when they try to reorganize the company or make changes in the organization structure. Clear? The next point here says that it provides reference for employees so that they can understand their roles in the organization. Suppose reference means you can understand, for example, you are appointed within an organization and you have no idea to whom you are supposed to report and who are the people who will report to you. So you have no idea about that. So can you do your job properly? No. You need to understand who is your superior and to whom you are supposed to report, and who are the people who are working under you and they will report to you. So these kind of relationships are clearly explained in the organogram. A candidate or a designation or a job or an employee. What is the position of an employee within an organization? Who are the superiors of that employee and who are the subordinates? To whom he or she is supposed to report and who are the people who will report to that employee. Okay. And the last one here says that it can also be used as an employee directory by adding other informations like headshots, like photos of the employees with their telephone numbers, email IDs, and addresses. So these organizational chart can also include information about the employees so that everything can be managed like an employee directory. Whatever information they want to obtain regarding a particular employee, they can go through the organization chart. They can understand the designation of a particular employee, name, address, and every detail will be mentioned. So that makes easy for the organization, easy for the management to understand who is appointed in which position, what is his or her designation, what are the duties of that particular employee. So all these things are revealed by the organogram. So these are the uses because of which organogram is created, because of which organizational charts become very important for the organization. It simply makes the understanding of the organization structure easy for the employees, and they can clearly understand in what position they are working and how they are supposed to work, how they are supposed to coordinate with other designations and jobs so that their job can become easy. Okay. In the next session, I am going to explain the different types of organogram, and then I am going to start a new topic which is called HRD philosophy. So in the next session, I am going to explain the remaining part of organogram, and at the same time, I will start a new topic. Okay, so that's it for today. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.